Welcome back, everyone. So I welcome you to find your way onto your backs. We're going to have a short little practice that's aimed at cultivating a clear and energized mind. So this is a nice little practice to do in the morning after you meditate or after you've done your breathing and then your meditation. Just for a nice little kind of wake up, nice stretch, feel nice and grounded, or maybe just a practice on its own. So I welcome you to find your way onto your backs. And we'll simply begin with some three-part breathing at first. So your feet are mat width apart, or a little bit more than hip width apart. Your hands are by your side. Palms can be facing up. And if it feels comfortable for you, I welcome you to close your eyes. And if not, just keep a little gentle gaze. Maybe you're focusing on something. And before we begin, I welcome you to take note. Take note of the state of mind. Notice how your body feels. And we're trying to do so without judging. We're simply bringing about awareness. And if you'd like, I welcome you to start with your first part of your three-part breath. So as you inhale, breath comes in through the nostrils, abdomen rises. And as you exhale, abdomen towards the ground, breath out the nose. Deep inhalation in through the nostrils, all the way into the abdomen as the abdomen rises. Once the lungs are full, you can exhale, abdomen towards the ground, breath out the nose. And once more, inhale through the nostrils all the way. Abdomen rises. And then exhale, abdomen towards the ground, breath out the nose. Now you can stay here, or if you'd like, you can add the second part of the three-part breath. So the next time you inhale, abdomen rises, and then maybe there's still a little bit of space in the lungs, so the ribcage gently expands. And then exhale, ribcage in, abdomen down, breath out the nose. Allowing any external noises be part of the practice, right? Just to bring you back into the focus. So we'll do it twice more. Inhale, abdomen rises, ribcage expands. And then exhale, ribcage in, abdomen down, breath out the nose. And we'll try once more. Inhale, abdomen rises, ribcage expands. Exhale, ribcage in, abdomen down, breath out the nose. And now we'll add the second part to the three-part breath. Welcome you to inhale, abdomen rises, ribcage expands, collarbone or chest lifts, and exhale, collarbone down, ribcage in, abdomen down, breath out the nose. Twice more. Inhale, abdomen rises, ribcage expands, collarbone or your chest lifts. And then exhale, collarbone down, ribcage in, abdomen down, breath out the nose. I welcome you to try it once more. Inhale, abdomen rises, ribcage expands, collarbone lifts. Exhale, collarbone down. Rib cage in, abdomen down, breath out the nose. And now taking a deep inhalation of your choice. And then exhaling with a sigh. And now once again, take a moment to notice how you feel. And then slowly you can bend the knees or bend the legs. Feet are still hip width apart. And I welcome you to interlace your fingers and have them above your head and give yourself a nice stretch. And as you stretch, see if you can have your pelvis press into the ground. The lower back presses into the ground and pelvis tucks in. So this is a micro movement. And then as you inhale, you release. So then you have that normal little curvature in the lower back of the spine. So next time you exhale, you stretch the arms away from your head. Pelvis tucks in, lower back presses into the ground, and maybe your belly button presses in towards the spine as we're activating the navel center. And then inhale, release. We'll try twice more. Inhale. And then as you exhale, you stretch the arms. Pelvis tucks in, belly button presses in towards the spine. Lower back presses into the ground. And then inhale, release. Next time you exhale, once more. Pelvis tucks in, we stretch. Belly button presses in towards the spine, lower back presses in towards the ground. And then inhale, release. And then we'll slowly bring our hands beside our thighs. Feet are still hip width apart, legs are still bent. Now your heels are moving in towards the tips of your fingers. So just so you know what kind of distance here. And we're going to move into a dynamic bridge. So as you inhale, again, we do the same movement as we did earlier, right? We tuck the pelvis in, lower back presses in towards the ground. We're pressing on the soles of the feet into the ground as we slowly lift one vertebra at a time. It's almost like a string pulling you from your abdomen up towards the sky. Knees are hip width apart. And once you can't go any higher up, you're going to exhale, bring one vertebra at a time back down onto the floor. So you can continue doing this at your own pace, connecting movement and breath. And if you'd like, you can add the arms as well. So as you inhale and you peel one vertebrae at a time off the ground, you can also lift the arms up and all the way back. And once the arms touch the ground behind you, the pelvis is as high as it can go. And then exhale, start bringing the arms back down as you bring one vertebra at a time back to the floor. And once the hands touch the floor, then the glutes touch the ground. So I welcome you to do 3 more of these. Inhale. Trying to go as long as you can inhale. And then exhale, bring the arms back. And the glutes back to the ground. We'll try 3 more. Inhale. Connecting movement with breath. And then exhale. Once more, inhale. And then exhale. And again here, taking a moment to tune in. Notice how you feel. When it feels right, you can bring your feet a little bit further away from the glutes. Maybe you want to bring the feet mat width apart. And we're going to do some windshield wipers. So we're going to bring the knees towards the right and then bring the knees towards the left. So going at your own pace. You can inhale to center and exhale, bring the knees to the right. Inhale to center, bring the knees as you exhale to the left. So this is a bit of a spinal twist. And connecting movement with breath. Waking up the spine even more. And we're energizing the body and the mind while still keeping some steadiness. Right, so noticing if you get an autopilot. If you do, see if you can connect your movement with breath. And then the next time the knees are up, you can bring your knees towards your chest. As you exhale, and then you can massage the back, move side to side. See what feels right for you. And then maybe you want to exhale, bring your chin towards your chest and your forehead towards your knees as you squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then release. Taking a moment here with the legs bent. Notice how you feel. And when it feels right, I welcome you to turn onto your right side as you bring yourself into a table pose. And from the table pose, I welcome you to move into your cat-cow. So table pose, the back is flat, wrists are underneath shoulders, knees are hip width apart. Next time you exhale, you round your back, chin to chest, pelvis tucks in. And if you'd like, again, you can press the navel in towards the spine. If that feels right, then inhale, release, abdomen towards the ground. We look up. Exhale into cat, round the back, chin to chest, pelvis tucks in, belly button presses in towards the spine. Hands push into the floor. And then inhale, release, abdomen towards the ground, chest lifts, and we look up. So I welcome you to do this at your own pace, connecting movement with breath. See what feels right for you. And then the next time you exhale, I welcome you to round the back, chin to chest, glutes towards your heels, forehead towards the ground. Maybe you want to open the knees a little bit if that feels better for you, or you can keep the knees together into your child's pose. If your forehead can't touch anything, you can use a block, or you can always stay in your table pose, but you bring your elbows towards the ground. Hold the elbows with your hands and have your head nice and softly falling on towards the floor. So finding your child's pose of choice that feels right for you. And again, connecting with your breath. As you inhale, abdomen presses in towards the thighs. As you exhale, notice how the abdomen moves away from the thighs. And here you can always take a moment to bring your awareness to your intention, right? Your resolution, your sankalpa, what it is that you're working towards cultivating, embodying. And when you repeat it to yourself, repeat it as though it was already happening, such as I am happy and at peace, or have a clear and energized mind. Whatever it is that you are working on cultivating. And when it feels right, you can walk your hands towards the right to stretch the left side of the spine. Just a gentle side stretch. And then we'll walk the hands towards the left side, stretch the right side of the spine. And then bring in the arms back to center. Inhale into table. And then exhale, elbows are tucked in. You can transition to the ground through a half plank. And then bring the chin, chest towards the ground. And then bring the knees back, forehead on the ground. Feet are flat on the floor, tops of the feet. Elbows are tucked in. We're going to move into a dynamic cobra. So as you press on the tops of your feet, you'll notice your knees are going to come off the floor. Shoulders come together. Elbows are tucked in. As you inhale, you lift the chest. Back of the head is aligned with the spine. And then exhale down. Do it 3 more times. Inhale, press on the tops of the legs. Knees come off the floor. Chest lifts, elbows come together. Shoulders come together, elbows tucked in. Back of the head aligned with the spine. Exhale down. Twice more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Once more. Inhale up. And we'll stay here for a few breaths. Tops of the feet pressing on the ground. Knees are off the floor. Chest is lifted. Shoulder blades coming together. Elbows tucked in. Back of the head aligned with the spine. And remembering to breathe. And we're working towards cultivating a clear and energized body and mind in our little practice here. And then exhale, release. Then we're going to inhale, bring ourselves up into a table pose. And then we're going to exhale into either a puppy or a downward dog. So downward dog, curl the toes, knees come up. There's this like a string pulling you from the buttocks up towards the sky. So the knees are bent at first. What's important here is to have a straight spine, a lengthening of the spine. Then you can walk, bend and unbend your reversed V. If you want to do puppy, your knees remain on the ground and you're still stretching that spine. Head is off the floor. So see what feels right for you. What we're working on here is the lengthening of the spine. And then when it feels right, you can bring your left foot forward, right knee down. Again, here you can use blocks if you'd like, or no blocks, or books, whatever resonates with you. So we're going to stretch the right thigh. Left knee is over the left ankle. It's a bit of a back bend. We open up the chest, we look up. And then we exhale. We walk the hands towards the back as we stretch the back of the left leg, upper body folds forward. Inhale, walk forward, so you can use blocks or not. Stretching the right thigh, we look up. Exhale, walk the hands back, left toes, look up, go upwards, stretching the left thigh, or the back of the left leg, pardon me. Inhale, walk forward. Exhale, walk the hands back. Once more, inhale forward. And we'll stay here for a few breaths as we look up. You can use your blocks if you'd like. Again, here you can keep your hands on the blocks or on the ground. Hands can be on your thighs, or you can bring your arms up. And you can look up, taking a few breaths here. Exhale, bring your arms down. We'll do a little bit of a twist here. So your right hand will remain on the ground or on a block. Left hand on the hip, left hip. And you can twist towards the left. Here you could stay here, or you can lift the right knee. Engage in the twist. Your left hand can be placed on your lower back if you'd like, or if your shoulder allows you to, you can bring your left arm up. So see what feels right for you. The right knee can remain on the ground too all the time. We'll take a few breaths here. If your arm is up, I welcome you to bring it towards your thigh. And then we're going to exhale, bring the left arm to the ground, right knee to the ground if it's up. Bring the left foot back. Bring yourself into a downward dog, just briefly, or a puppy pose. And then we're going to bring the right foot forward. So we'll do the same thing on the right side. You can use blocks or not. Stretching the left thigh. We look up as we inhale. And as we exhale, walk the hands back, right toes look up, stretching the back of the right leg. Upper body folds forward. Inhale, we walk forward, look up. Exhale, back. Twice more, inhale, look up. Exhale, back. Once more, inhale, up. Now here, you can place the left hand on the ground, right arm over your right hip. I'm just going to switch sides for us here. So again, choosing what feels right for you. You could stay here. Again, we're twisting the body towards the right. You can lift the left knee up if you'd like. You can place your right hand on your lower back or bring it up towards the sky. Whatever feels right for you. We'll take a few breaths here. Exhale, left knee down, right arm down. Bring the foot back into a downward dog or a puppy pose. And then slowly walking your hands towards your feet. We'll all meet in forward fold. Knees are gently bent. And then slowly, we're going to bring our arms in front of us. We're going to transition through a chair pose. So we'll sit in an imaginary chair. As we inhale and then exhale, and then inhale, bring ourselves up to standing. And then exhale, arms by your side. We'll take a few moments here to notice how you feel. Notice if you feel more energized, more clear. Notice where the breath is. If you notice that the breath is at the chest, maybe you want to bring one hand on the abdomen, one hand on the chest. And see if you can bring the breath down towards the abdomen. Remembering, breath is one of our greatest allies in regulating thoughts and emotions, in regulating our nervous system. So if you'd like, we're going to end our sequence today with a nice grounding palm tree salutation. Hands are by your side. Inhaling, bring the arms by your side all the way up, interlacing the hands. Exhale, palms up. Inhale, onto our tippy toes. Exhale, heels to the ground. Knees are soft. Inhale, lengthen the spine as we bring the arms all the way up. Exhale, bringing ourselves towards the right, stretching the left side of the spine. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left, stretching the right side of the spine. Inhale back to center. Exhaling, twisting towards the right, hips remain forward. Inhaling to center, exhaling, twisting to the left. Inhaling to center, exhale, hands parallel to the ground. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, twisting towards the right, hips remain forward. Inhale, center. Exhale, twisting to the left. Inhale, back to center, interlacing the hands again over our head. Palms up. As you exhale, gently bending the knees, upper body somewhat parallel to the ground. As you exhale, inhale, shoulder blades come together, arms swim towards the back. Exhale, palms in front of the head and together. And then inhale, back up, gentle back bend. Exhale, hands towards the chest. And then we're going to inhale, bring the arms by your side all the way up, gentle back bend. Exhale, gently bend the knees, forward fold from the hips. Once the hamstrings get tighter, we can round the back, hands towards the ground. Inhale, halfway up. Hands can remain on the ground underneath the knees or above the knees. We flatten the back. Exhale, fold. Twice more. Inhale up, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, we can bring the arms by our side or in front, all the way up, unbending the knees, gentle back bend. And then exhale, hands towards the chest. Palms together or hands on the chest, whatever feels good for you. And taking a moment here to notice how you feel. Again, you're your own scientist in this process. Notice how every movement, how every posture, the energetic effect it has on you. Is it uplifting? Is it calming? Is it grounding? Do you feel lighter? Do you feel heavier? So I'm going to sneak in a final posture and Hatha Yoga that is said that if you don't have any time to do anything, this one is a nice combination of movement and breath. It has lots of physical and also mental health benefits. So, and it's called Agnisara, and we're going to do the prep work for it. So your feet are going to be hip width apart. Hands on your thighs. So I'm going to go sideways so you can see. So remembering a lot of the movement we were doing at the beginning was also to help prepare for this posture. So when you exhale, you're going to tuck the pelvis in, right? Belly button presses in towards the spine. And then when you inhale, you release the abdomen and pelvis kind of tilts back again. So exhale, tilting the pelvis in, belly button presses in towards the spine. So the upper back isn't moving, it's just more the lower back. Then inhale, release. So we'll do this a few more times at your own pace. So see if you can be mindful in this movement. See if you could stop yourself from doing it autopilot. So every time you exhale, pelvis tucks in, belly button presses in towards the spine, and then inhale, release. Exhale, inhale, release. We'll do it a few more times. Exhale, inhale, release. Once more, exhale, inhale, release. Then bringing yourself up and taking a moment to notice how you feel. Notice if you feel a clear and energized mind-body system right now. And the purpose of this practice is for us to, from here, we can go about our day. So end of practice.